Hey everyone, welcome to today's episode of Master Your Coaching Biz, the podcast. And I'm really excited to be back. We took a little bit of a break, but we're back with our guest today, Charles Alexander. I'm so excited to have him on the show. He is the owner of yourcharlesalexander.com. And his mission in life is to help busy professionals stand out in a crowded marketplace by creating story-based explainer videos. Hey, Charles, welcome to today's episode.
Coach Cheryl, thank you for having me. How you doing today, by the way?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Man, I'm good enough. It finally, I don't want to date your podcast, but our heat wave is not 208 degrees today. It finally broke down a little bit, and it's like fall. We here in Tennessee, we started skipping fall a few years ago. We'd go straight from summer to winter, so I'm enjoying today.
Awesome. All right, so tell us a little bit more about yourself and your company.
So what I do is pretty simple. I create animated explainer videos for people that find themselves in an advisory role. So it could be coaches, it could be small business owners. A lot of them are financial advisors and insurance agents, but people whose job is to kind of help guide others through a difficult journey or process. And when I say animated explainer videos, they're just what they sound like. They're these 90-second stories, if you will, that takes a person through the hero's journey, so to speak, of figuring out what their problem is, what the solution, and what the happy result is. Been doing that 7 or 8 years now. And as you and I had spoken before, I have a full-time gig as a business consultant myself at a small business development center, but I saw a need for this a few years back and wanted to practice some of what I preached, and it's a full-time gig of its own now.
Yeah, awesome. It sounds amazing.
It is amazing.
Yeah. So tell me, like, how first, how do you help them with those videos?
All right. So, for example, let's say Coach Cheryl says, I want to explain somebody the process of what it looks like to work with me. And in most cases, you or a lot of other people are doing these interview style videos or the talking head videos, whatever you want to call them. That helps grow your know, like, trust factor, as you should. People want to see your face, want to hear your voice, and figure out what you're about. That way they can know if they want to work with you or not.
Yeah.
At some point, they'll come to your site, and when they come to your site, you want to explain to them very quickly, 90 seconds is key, of what you do for them. And you could still do another one of these, but it's always cool to have a mixed media in there and walk them through this story of what that looks like. So how I help my clients is really simple. A lot of them need that one video that kind of ties in a lot of their marketing together, the landing page, so to speak, whether that's on their website or an actual landing page, an email, and email follow-up. And what I do is have them simply fill out a form. From that form, I take care of everything else. So we will, me and my team will write your script, and we'll get you to look at it and approve it. And we'll take care of voiceover and, doing the video from beginning to end, and give my clients a chance to review the video and, follow up with them on best practices on how to use it.
Awesome. All right. So how do you decide or your clients to help your clients decide what to put in a video?
All right. So it's pretty simple. What we're trying to do more than anything is figure out who, first and foremost, the video is for. What I don't like doing, and I've had a few people do this, they just want to get a video, but they don't know why they want it. They only want a video because somebody else told them they needed a video. I was working with my business coach and they said I should get video. So here I am. Okay, well, what do you want to do with the video? I don't know. What do you think? That's the wrong approach. Although I'll help walk people through that. The goal, first and foremost, is what are you trying to accomplish? And in most cases, it's explaining, hence the term explainer video, explaining what do I do and how do I help you? How do I, get this to work for you, with you? So at that point, how do I decide what goes into a video is figuring out that person and their problem, how we fix it, how that problem makes them feel, the process itself of what it looks like, and then the results at the end. So if you're talking about my case, they're largely animated, got a few whiteboard videos. We're deciding what that look and feel is, how it fits your brand, the items that should be in there that evoke emotion more than anything from the potential viewer, and then kind of how to incorporate those throughout the video. So a lot of times I'll get that question, should we do animated? Should we do whiteboard? Should we do PowerPoint with a voiceover? I'm always drawn more toward animated after we do the interview style videos, because we like them. And that's such a silly thing to say. I had somebody ask me just yesterday, well, are those played out already? I don't know. Go ask Pixar. Are they shutting the business down? I mean, we've been doing cartoons as soon as, movies came across. Bugs Bunny was one of the first things that are there, and it's not going down. Those are picking up, and they work really well in storytelling formats.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I've seen, it's just those little animated figures like walking across and then the talk. I mean, it seems like it's old fashioned almost, but
that's right. And old fashioned, I'm telling you folks, is old fashioned's the almost the new thing in right now. We see tons and tons and tons, and I'm not trying to take the place of, let's say, a TikTok reel or an Instagram reel or something where somebody's constantly thumbing through over and over. But even if you look at those videos, none of the videos are static. And that may be a better way to answer your question. How do I decide what goes in the video? I want to make sure that it's not just static sitting there without something to constantly engage. You're creating podcasts, they're video podcasts. Those are long form. Those are great. Those are after somebody really gets to know you a little bit and they start consuming more and more of your content. If you're on the front end, it's hard to send somebody a 30-minute video and they're going to invest time, effort, and energy, and they don't know you. They just may have heard about you or saw you somewhere. The 90-second video after they've heard about you and then click on and then they can kind of see themselves in the story is what really makes a big difference.
Yeah, awesome. So how do you create that story, the story that's really going to grab people's attention?
So I use, first and foremost, we get our clients to fill out a simple 6-question form. And from there, we'll write the script. Virtually every script I write, and this is for anybody that ever wants to write their own script, even if it's for a video like we're doing right now, or their own animated video, or they're outsourcing it to somebody else, and somebody else is asking them for the script. Make it story-based. 1,000,001 reasons why that could be its own podcast or story-based podcast. The concept is that we can get hooked into a story way more than anything else. I remember as a kid going to church and we had this pastor and he, bless his heart, there's a few years there, I don't know what he said, but anytime he accidentally threw a story in, I could be 12 years old, I would immediately perk up of him telling about when he was a kid. And it didn't even have to be a good story, but we get hooked into stories. You think all the way back to the caveman days, when they had these drawings on the wall. It wasn't like, 1, 2, 3, die to saber-tooth tiger. They weren't doing stats. They would draw the picture, saber-tooth tiger, bad, Gorat running away. That's how we engage. So I always write a story-based script. And even in doing that, I'll steal from the fine folks at Story Brand. Their whole goal is to help you, make a story out of your business. But the concept is that hero's journey, and that's an old school topic. I forget James.
I don't remember who it is, but I was just
but the concept is really simple. I was talking about Pixar a minute ago. They always have the same thing. You have the hero of the story. The hero of the story, this is key. You're not the hero of the story. Your potential client is, or your client is, however you want to look at it. And let's take yours, for example. You're working with business owners, some startups in some cases, correct?
Yes, startups mostly.
Yeah. Okay, startups. Fantastic. What's their issue? Charles has a full-time job. He's okay, but he knows there's more, and he wants independence, and he wants freedom, and he wants to do what he loves, but he doesn't know how to go about it. And all the research he does makes him feel X, Y, Z. In a lot of cases, overwhelmed, frustrated, confused, and he just doesn't do anything. He's stuck. Then he hears about Coach Cheryl Thacker. What is it about her? Well, then that's when we get to talk about her a little bit. That's the hero's journey. And we figure out her process, and then Charles gets to use the process, and then he gets this happy ending. The Star Wars theme is the one that is most familiar to people. So if you're thinking about Luke, you ever watch Star Wars, Cheryl?
Oh, yes, we're a Star Wars family over here.
Boom. All right, so Disney's getting ready to release, I don't know, all these new little episodes. Fantastic. During the pandemic, me and he's 9 now, so I guess he was 7 at the time. We're stuck at home. We go back and we rewatch all the Star Wars, and we watch them in the order that I grew up in. Start with 4, you go to the end, and then you go back and watch the prequels, which, God bless, they were really bad, by the way. He didn't know any better, but I did. Oh my gosh. Anywho, The story, let's say, was Luke Skywalker is he has an average regular day. He's being raised by his aunt and uncle. He's bored. And then one day everything goes to a heck in a handbasket and everybody's attacked, killed, whatever. That's the problem. Well, what's the solution? Well, he goes, gets trained by Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're Obi-Wan. You're not Luke. After you train him, then Luke gets to go blow up the Death Star, which they do 3 more times somehow. But that's the hero's journey. He gets to be the hero. That's what you want to do. I don't know what your original question was, but that's my answer.
Yeah. So, so the question was like how to create that perfect story, but
that's how.
So now that you have the story,
Right.
how do you incorporate videos, or how does the user incorporate videos in their marketing for the best ROI?
All right. So this is the question I always get. If I do a video, what is my guaranteed ROI? How can you tell how many leads? And this is one thing that has driven me crazy. And I can tell you, I even go back to the business coaching aspect. Well, what can I do that will bring me X number of leads? I'm here to tell you, I don't think that exists. Everybody everywhere wants the guaranteed process. Well, welcome to entrepreneurship. I don't think we have. If I put $1 in, I'm guaranteed to get $1.20 out of it. The only thing I know that's anything like that, and this even ruffles feathers, the stock market. On average, over each rolling 30-year period, you can get 10% return. Everything else is kind of a crapshoot. Marketing works marketing works. We just don't know, I forget the saying, I'm butchering it, 50%, 100% of the time, we just don't know which 100% works. 50% does, 50% doesn't. So here's the answer. You do need video because that's what we do now. We don't read anything. I got a 72-year-old father, 72-year-old father-in-law. They love to come to my house and point out things that don't work because that just brings them joy for some terrible reason. Anytime we find something that doesn't work, they don't go find the manual. You know what they do, Cheryl?
What?
They go to YouTube. These old guys that hate technology, let's fix it. Here's YouTube. So we're watching things. And if you'll look at the pattern of how video is progressing, it was, several years ago, 51% of the internet traffic was video, which is crazy. And then it was 71, and now it's 81. That's going up, not down. So people want to watch video. I tell my clients, this explainer video, yes, in theory, it can generate leads. The most important thing, though, is that you already have a method of doing these 3 or 4 activities that represent your brand that bring in leads. But after you bring in the lead, just don't dump them to your generic looking website or some PDF that you're going to send them. Give them a video, a 90-second video. And 90 seconds is key, unfortunately, because that's our attention span. Anything shorter than that, it's kind of hard to get your message across. Anything longer than that, oh my gosh, almost has to be Oscar nominated worthy in order to hold somebody's attention.
Yeah.
The longer videos are for people that have already built that trust with you. They'll start taking on more. So put it on your website. Put it somewhere where people will see it on your website. Have clients that get my videos, and then they create a banner at the top that just says videos. And, that banner has 15 other tabs there. Well, people aren't going to be drawn to that. The video itself, this isn't 20 years ago where you put a video up and it's immediately a viral sensation because there's not a lot of other videos.
Right.
Put it where people can see it, and then use it in 2 other very simple ways. Primarily email follow-up. Is if you're coming to me and saying, hey, Charles, I want to learn a little bit more about video. Great. I'm sending you a video that explains it because I know you'll watch it. And then it takes you to the text and do this next type stuff. And then, use it in your email marketing, your email signature. Use it in places where the video itself is in a static spot, but you're driving traffic to it. And that helps shorten anybody's sales cycle. And it does. And make no mistake, I am making 0 pitches here. You can do this on your own for yourself. You can do it with, your own little, I'm pointing at my camera like you can see. You can do it with your own camera, your own microphone, but then start upgrading. After you get comfortable with it, bump it up a little bit. If you want to tell a story, you can tell a story like this. You really want to engage somebody and grab them, make it more visually appealing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Well, I can see the wheels turning in your head.
Yeah, let me ask you this. So it's very interesting what you're saying. What are some kind of the hidden do's and don'ts if I wanted to go out and make my own explainer video?
All right, you're making your own explainer video. Good for you. Awesome. Here's the very first one. Get good audio. I can tell you all day long, we will watch a substandard looking video if we can understand and follow along versus a Hollywood production that sounds like you're in a closet somewhere. And I'm saying this, hoping my microphone is on and working appropriately. Get a good, spend money and get a real microphone. There's $50 all day long, all over Amazon, the Bluetooth ones. What do you have there?
I have the blue, what's it called?
The Yeti looking thing?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I personally upgraded a while back under peer pressure from my business coach to get the Shure microphone. And I'm not sure I know there's a difference, but it looks.
Oh, actually, I lost you.
Now am I back?
There you go.
Hashtag irony. You see there? I made a great point. So that's first, get good audio. Secondarily, write a script. Now, if it's a video like this, don't read the script. I can see your eyes moving. I am immediately disengaged. I don't care what story you're telling, but have a script of some form or fashion. If it's this type of video, bullet points, tell a story if and whenever humanly possible. If it's animated, write a script. I've got a 6 questions form that I'll send to any of your listeners at the drop of a hat. They can go to my website and get it as well. But write that script out and then, keep it to 90 seconds. And if it's a video like this, I often recommend to people, if it's on the front end, do the closed captioning so people can follow along. Throw in a little B-roll footage of something else. You can go to pixabay.com, get tons of free ones. They're high res, they're great. Unsplash, another one, whether it's an image or B-roll video is just, the generic video you can kind of play in there. And then have a call to action at the end. Call to action because I've told you something. I want you to do something. And if it's going to be your own animated video, have something unique or going on. Sounds crazy, every 3 to 5 seconds on the screen. Because if it's just sitting there static, you didn't need that in the first place. Have some movement, a prop coming in, text popping up, and always, if possible, tell a story. Now, granted, for those people that want to become the next viral sensation and impress their kids on TikTok and Instagram and all of those, they have their own built-in tools that those platforms like. So use those when possible. If you're going to create your own video like this, for those, they always have to be like 60 seconds or less. And you got to have like strobe lights going in order to hold somebody's attention.
I like that. Strobe lights.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's amazing. Thank you for that. So we're kind of winding down. You have a free gift for my audience?
I do have a free gift for your audience. So my website, cleverly named yourcharlesalexander.com. If you'll scroll to the bottom, it'll have 7 easy wins with video marketing, not a sales pitch. You can download it. It's a slide deck. I've got real life examples in each and every one of them where you can use video. And it's not, I tell people, it's not how to become a social media star. I am not the digital marketing guru. There are other people that will make that claim. These are real efficient ways you can use video right now, whether you get it from me, yourself, third party out in Timbuktu, that you can get easy wins out of the gate and then start building on that.
Awesome. And if somebody wants to get in contact with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
Super easy. Just go to that website. You can click on there. You can get the video packages. If you want to reach me, I'm also on LinkedIn. Charles Alexander. I'm the guy that looks like me. You can even email me at charles@yourcharlesalexander.com.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Charles. This was very informational. And I'm gonna get that free gift myself and take a look at it. And thank you so much. Any last kind of tip for somebody who wants to get started on this for themselves?
Yes, and it sounds so silly, and the same thing you probably tell folks, just get started. If you're waiting on anything to be perfect, you'll never do it. Just dip your toe in. It will not ruin your business. Just try something. That way you can expand the comfort zone. That gets into the business coaching side. But video is no longer, oh, I want to get ahead of the game where it's an extra nice to have. we're at a place where you've got to have it just to
Yeah.
stay in the game. I'm sorry that's the case, and I know it frustrates people, but it, you know,
Yeah.
again, the ironic part, they're watching us. You know why they're watching? Because they like it. Get videos, start somewhere, and feel free to reach out. I'm happy to help.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being with us today. And guys, really check out Charles's website and download that free gift. I'm excited to look at it myself. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys on the next episode. Bye, Charles.
Thanks.